Welcome to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson, and if you're a recruiter out on your own or just lacking general advice or mentorship, you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the motivation, the strategies, and the support you need to become the very best lone recruiter. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, and let's take your desk to another level. Now, do you have main character syndrome? It's been going around on the socials. It's not narcissism. Is a really great way to encapsulate, I think, a lot of people. I've always said I think people are the hero of their own story. They have to be. That's just how humans operate. But main character syndrome's a little bit deeper than that. It's really a person who thinks that they are the protagonist of any situation that they are in. We all and there's varying levels. You see our friends like, oh my God, that person's always talking about themselves. Oh my God, they're always it's always about them. That's main character syndrome, right? And people who have this might think that they're always the most person in the space, but it's not true. That's just in their head. Now, if you think, oh, maybe that's me, I'm here to say that's okay. But knowing that is a trait that you have, and how to address it can actually change your life. So it's an interesting one. And even if you don't think you have it, this is an interesting episode because it might help you with candidates that you're dealing with. It might help you with friends. It might help you with family members. So main character syndrome. So as I said, I think to some extent we all are a hero of our own story. And whether that's good or bad, I'll leave that up to you. But look, I think the most important thing about this for me is that main character syndrome implies that you're in a movie. And a movie, for the most part, a traditional film has a beginning, a challenge, they overcome it, they're rewarded, and it's happy at the end. There's a very natural arc that happens in a film. And when we have main character syndrome, or we think we're the hero of this story, all of us have a level of it'll all work out in the end. There is an undeniable optimism that humans have. They've done countless studies on these things. They've taken people who who were about to get their tax return. They said, hey, what are you going to do with your tax? Well, I'm going to put some to my savings. I'm going to pay down my credit card. They interviewed these same people after they got their tax, and they said, what did you do with your tax? And they said, I booked a holiday, or I bought a jet ski. People are inherently optimistic about their future selves and what's going to happen in the future. But the reality is, in the moment, we're dumb and selfish, and we just think about the now. We're very day-to-day creatures unless we are practiced at, no, I need some discipline, I need to layer some things in here. So it is proven time and time again that humans probably all have some degree of main character syndrome, where we think the future selves, our future selves it's gonna end okay. It's all gonna end in rainbows and flowers. It doesn't. It sucks, but it doesn't. And if you do not take your outcomes into your own hands, then you're not going to be the hero. Guess what? You're going to be like grey suit number 3 in the background who didn't even get a line and just barely got a mention in the credits. Is that what you want? That person might have main character syndrome. What was that? Free Guy? Was it that movie that Ryan Reynolds did? It was actually quite funny, where he was a background character and he started going rogue and in a video game. And anyway, that's a great example of that. It's he had main character syndrome, but to the rest of the world, he was just a background guy. So is that what you want to become? Do you actually want to be that background grey suit number 3, barely getting a mention in the credits, no lines in the movie? Or do you actually want to be the hero? Do you actually want to be the main character? Because it is up to you, right? You need to take control of those outcomes. So really, I could tie this to your goal setting. I could tie this to your ambitions in life. Okay, I want to get there. So if you've got this movie arc that says, I'm going to do this, it's going to go there, it's going to be lovely, and we're all going to live happily ever after, your goals are in there somewhere. What are you picturing right now? Is it life on a boat? Are you living in Italy, sipping vino and, eating olives? What is it? Is it just happiness in your home next to a warm fire. What is it that makes you feel like that's my story, that's my arc? And then I'm going to guess they're your goals. Your goals are somewhere in there, right? So taking this main character syndrome, taking these goals that we've got here, how do we actually make sure we get there? That's what this episode is about. How do we make sure that we get to those goals so that we are the main character? Well, do you know what? Every main character has to become someone else. They have to overcome a hurdle. They have to, if they want to get the girl and they're a nerd and they're really, shy, they have to become confident and a different human. They have to evolve to get to that outcome. If it's like, a hero movie, a lot of the times they're an average person, they get bit by a spider, all of a sudden they have to become Spider-Man. Or, Bruce Wayne has to overcome his fear of bats and, his deep sense of justice over his parents' loss. He has to become Batman. Our main character has to go from an average to something. You have to become something to reach those goals. And that's the bit that people don't get in life. If you do not become the person you need to become to reach those goals, then you will never reach those goals. So I can relate this back to recruitment. I really can. So stick with me. But look, I don't know if this is all ringing true for you. If, for example, you wanted to have a six-pack, right? And currently you don't have a six-pack, but you also eat crap and you don't go to the gym. I have to become someone who enjoys eating healthier and enjoys a little bit more exercise. I'll probably more likely to get a six-pack. I can't just want a six-pack. If I want to retire with $1 million, but I'm not actually saving or investing or doing anything with my money right now, I need to become someone who's every week doing a little bit more, every week, chipping away at my investments and putting money away or having some sort of stress. I have to become an investor. If I want to be more confident, I need to become more comfortable around people, right? You get the gist. So, in recruitment, if I want to, got this at the moment, if I want to lead a team, we've got someone who's going on that journey of leading a team. They know and we know you've got all the skills as a recruiter, but if you want to lead a team, you need to become better at leading people because you're not currently doing it. We don't know how you're going to go with that. We know their personality type. You need to become more direct with people, and I know you're going to over support these people. So we need to come and give you some bumper bars so that you don't waste your time managing and leading people. So he has to become someone different to who he is now to be able to lead the team. If you want to be a biller, if you want to take your billings from $500,000 to $1 million, do you think you're going to get there by being the same person you are today? Nah, you're not, okay? If you think, that's madness. If you think by doing exactly what you're doing today, you're going to go from 500 to $1 million, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. You need to become $1 million biller. What does that look like? Do you need to be someone who, look at your habits? Are you getting up with enough time? Are you doing things that energize you? Are you going and doing exercise? Are you eating healthy? What are the things that $1 million billers do? Are you consistent? Have you got good routines? Have you got great habits? Who do you need to become to be $1 million biller? Okay. I'm not saying change who you are. It's generally you need to just evolve. You need to evolve like a Pokemon, right? You don't want to stay the baby one forever. You want to turn the big, almighty, powerful one. And you have to evolve to do that. So main character syndrome says that you think you're the main character in the narrative. Like any hero or main character in a film, there needs to be adversity and there needs to be an evolution to reach the happy conclusion. Your life is no different. Your billings are no different. If you want to be somewhere in life, fucking A, great. Go for it. But just know, you need to evolve. Who do you need to become to reach those goals? It's a simple one. That's all I have time for you today. Hope you got something out of it. Please like, share, subscribe. It really helps us grow and evolve. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come